Eldorado fans, white walls in a skirt, tried to slide a little bit of heaven here on earth.
Okay.
Good day you brought. Okay, did you take mine down?
I didn't touch it.
Everybody's got a hungry heart. Way down your money and you pay your part. Everybody's got a
Kansas City Nights, the podcast. Once again, on the scene at Knuckleheads with John Michaels
Houston,
of
you can do what you need
Thunder
to do.
Road. And we're just going to kind of chit-chat a little bit, talk about gear. And tonight, I'm really excited to see you guys play tonight.
We're fired up. Obviously, Knuckleheads, it's Knuckleheads, and everybody plays here, and finally we get our shot.
Yeah.
But you guys do so much cool stuff with the guys around town, and there's so many people in Kansas City that support live music. It's awesome. So I thought we might just give you kind of a little bit of the behind the the scenes and kind of what we do, and something that makes Thunder Road kind of cool in what we're doing. And it's like, you start with this guitar, and this thing was, we took 20 pictures from the Bruce guitar from Born to Run that's in the Smithsonian.
Wow.
And
okay.
So we tried to relic every scratch and dent, from the front and the back, everything down to the correct hardware. The pickups and all my guitars are the same electronics that Bruce uses. We're trying to dial things in. Stand behind us right here, we've got the the white marine pearl drum workshop kit
that Max would play.
The same, the Max stuff.
Keep going. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so that's the thing about this. This is not going to be a clean interview because there's people walking past and doing their thing.
Yes, exactly.
And it's rock and roll. But so we start with the Max kit. We got 2 piano players in the band,
I love that.
Which is you have to recreate. There's a lot going on. You look over there. You got Houston on the saxophone.
Gosh, he sounds great. You guys just sound so fantastic in that Soundcheck, even.
There's 28 songs in this set.
Okay.
A lot of lyrics. There's a lot of guitar chords. So I absolutely cheat. If you go out, you can take a picture of that right there. You go out and you see a band.
That's nice.
You go out and you see a band in Kansas City. They've got iPads or they've got phones, and
it's part of it now. It's accepted.
These musicians. They do a great job, and you can't expect them to remember everything.
No.
So
that's actually a lot cooler.
I think that's actually a lot cooler than having an iPad mounted on your mic. Which obviously I look over and I see Rocco has exactly that.
Yeah.
But
and that doesn't cost.
What are you going to do?
It doesn't cost much more than an iPad. And Rocco, he only uses that for sound check, so he can dial in his in-ear monitors, so he can hear things. And that's what. Let's go to that next.
Right.
So
sure.
We've curated the instruments.
Watch step.
This is something on the way over. This is kind of cool. This is an actual glockenspiel. Because there's glockenspiel on probably 8 or 9 Bruce Springsteen songs.
Cool.
So Ben is actually playing this live. So you'll hear this on Badlands. You'll hear it on Born to Run, different tunes. So
yeah.
And if you come over here, this is kind of, I guess what we call, I don't know. This is home base, I guess. But this is so. When you're watching a band live and you see they've got these things in their ears, these little monitors here that I've got. It's not because we're deaf and we can't hear. That's part of it, but we have the ability to blend in whatever we want to hear on stage, and we do it through this. So everything starts here for our band and then goes from here to front of house, and then they mix out front what you're going to hear. But it's interesting to hear what all 7 guys hear. We don't hear what you hear. I hear more of my guitar. I hear more of my vocals. I hear very little backup vocals. I have keys. I have some lead guitar player. I've got some bass. So you don't put, and it's just everybody. It's what you like. It's why it's called a personal in-ear monitor mix. So.
Well, the mix, it sounds great out there.
Good. I've never heard it.
Right.
I don't know
Trust
what it
me.
sounds like. So I'll trust you.
It sounds full. That's for sure. And then you got Rocco. Right here.
Rocco is our,
Tried to kill me just now.
Steve Van Zandt, little Stevie.
Our little Steven Van Zandt.
Little Steven, yeah.
You won't even recognize him later when he's got his head wrap on. But if you come over here to what we kind of dub, I guess you'd call it Guitar World, on this side of the stage, you see, there you go, This is
Oh, hey, I didn't even notice this over here.
This is
Gosh.
Colin, and Colin takes care of everything. We've got, you've got, obviously got bass. If you went through, Bruce's guitars, you got different versions. This is what he'd call his number 2. Everything is electronically correct, pretty much paint, scratch, and dent correct.
So you've worked very hard to make sure every instrument played by every member matches what Bruce Springsteen himself and his band takes out on the road.
Gary Talent, the bass player, primarily plays a Spectre most of the night, so Wade is playing a Black Spectre on stage. Then when you get over here into Rocco's gear, you've got his mandolin for.
Into the light.
Oh, sorry, get that out there. So that's his electric mandolin for what song you play, man? Yeah, Atlantic City. So, it's a lot of strings to tune for one song, but Colin's up to it. This is Rocco's Gretsch, very similar to what Little Steven plays on some of the rockabilly, rock and roll stuff. Got a 12-string Takamine for The River and My Hometown for Rocco. And then, he's got a Jaguar back here, but the cool guitar, and this is a pretty solid reproduction of what Little Steven's playing, right down to the alembic preamp in the guitar, but it's, it's set up just like Little Steven's Black Strat. He's got another one on the way that has a purple paisley pick guard and purple pickups, which is kind of Steven's new vibe, and to match the headdress. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and in the end, if you're gonna, the tones you hear, that we've worked real hard to recreate, and the sound starts with instruments, starts with amplifiers, starts with, how, we've curated everything to try and mimic, and we don't play studio versions. We didn't go out and learn the Born to Run from the studio of Born to Run. We've learned Born to Run from the live version from, I think, 84. We've learned our Dancing in the Dark is a 2009 Hyde Park in Britain, British United Kingdom, over the Hyde Park show. So, there's these little nuances that I think most fans aren't going to notice some of that stuff, but the diehard Springsteen fans, they're going to get it. So it's pretty cool. So.
No, it's really cool.
And as like when I did the spot interviews after your show last summer at Voodoo, that's exactly what I got back, the feedback, were people saying that exact same thing about how dedicated you are to recreating the live versions. So it's noticed.
Any particular live album you're doing tonight, or is just kind of all over the place?
No,
with these songs?
most of the stuff's come from the 75 to 85 compilations, so it's from that era. We've pulled a lot of stuff off of the, there's a New York record that I think was done in 2012 or something like that, and that's where we get our Jungle Land and Two Hearts. So,
Have you heard the new live stuff?
Springsteen stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, with all the horns and everything.
Yeah,
and,
it's pretty cool.
We did our best. We did our best to put 7 people on the stage, so we're not bringing a horn section out. But
no,
we would love to.
I
think at some point, there's a show we can put together in Kansas City where we can put a horn section out there and do all of it, right?
Yeah.
Put some backup singers in, do some horn section, do some stuff like that. So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait for that. So, as far as this set tonight, how many times have you played out?
This will be our 6th or 7th show.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, it sounds great. I think that's like the 34th time I said that already.
So, what other shows have you got coming up this calendar year? As far as stuff that you've been eyeballing, has anything come to fruition just yet? Like
so
festivals, things like that?
You guys going that way? Yeah, you're good. So we are, we're going to Ottawa to their theater on March 8th, which we're real excited about, out in Ottawa. Their historic theater. That's going well. We've got 2 Bottleneck and Lawrence shows one to announce, which is March 22nd. And then we've got 3 other shows that we're talking about right now. We just haven't got the
So Bottleneck in Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So we'll go to Lawrence,
that
play the
just
Bottleneck.
got announced,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
March 22nd. And then there's a
Okay.
second show that they've already booked.
Great.
It'll be in
Hey.
May, so we're going to put
nice.
2 on the books with them. So.
All right, I live in Bonner Springs, so that's
Perfect, we can
relatively
roll
close
right up,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else? I mean,
I got to rest.
Yeah, you got to rest and
I got to
get
play
all
28
bruised
songs.
up.
See,
Yeah.
we're going to play 28 songs. We will not take a break. The only break these guys get is when I play a couple acoustic songs and let them take a break. It's just one song after the other because that's what he does. You know, it's about a 2.5 hour show. So we could get it to 3 hours like he does if I talked more, but you know, it's one thing to listen to Bruce do a bunch of monologues, but I don't think John Michael's doing a bunch of monologues. Let's just play the damn hits, right? So.
Well, it's great, and looking forward to tonight.
go
Yeah.
ahead and wrap. Bring it up.
Yeah. Hey, thank you
Man, I
again.
appreciate
You
you guys
are
coming
an
down,
old
so.
friend of the show now.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, it's your second
This is-
time on. It's great to see you.
A two-timer.
Two-timer.
So me and Larry are two-timers.
That's it. That's
there you go.
it. Is it going to be here tonight? I saw a table reserved for him.
Oh boy, that'd be amazing if I see that hair. If I look out and see that
I
hair
don't
in the
think he'll wear
crowd.
hair for a non-zero show.
Really? Okay.
We'll
Well,
see. I don't know what he does in his.
I mean, that guy's an icon. He's besides being a great player and a great performer, he's a great human being. So it's really cool to get his support. So pretty fired up about that.
Well, again, it's great to see you. Thank you for your time and letting
Oh.
us come do this, the kind of rig rundown
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right, Kansas City
Good to
Nights
see you, sir.
podcast.
Brian,
Kansas City now.
Kansas City Nights.
Go.
Cue the theme music.